o'clock, I said, oh, she got a lot of hours.
Missy so much. Hey, Suge. You get strong. You squeezing me.
He was all I had, the only child God gave me.
A grieving mother, barely able to speak about her only child, 22-year-old Benson Harris Lindsay, who was shot and killed, along with 22-year-old Marshae Nash in a Marathon gas station, 8:30 Monday night on Detroit's west side.
I'm not saying he was good or perfect. All I'm saying is it wasn't worth his life, whatever he did.
And what's worse is that Marshae was holding the couple's 9-month-old son, Braylon, in her arms when she was shot.
This is the story of Marshae Nash, a 21-year-old mother of two, whose bright future was tragically cut short. She and her boyfriend, Benson Lindsay, were ambushed in a targeted attack while sitting in their car at a Detroit gas station. As they held their 9-month-old son Braylon in their arms, gunmen approached their vehicle and unleashed a hail of bullets, leaving the young parents lifeless. Miraculously, Braylon survived the attack unscathed, cradled by the mother who would never hold him again. What dark motive could drive such a horrifying act? Who were these men, and why was this family their target? Welcome to Viral Crimes. Subscribe and hit the bell icon for more stories. This story takes us to Detroit, Michigan, a city with a rich history of resilience and determination. Known for its automotive legacy and the soulful sounds of Motown, Detroit is a city that has seen its share of challenges and triumphs. On the west side, where the Marathon gas station at W. Warren and Ashton sits, the rhythm of daily life carries a mix of hope and hardship, reflective of the city's enduring spirit. At the heart of this story is Marshae Nash, a young woman from Detroit, Michigan, whose light touched all who knew her. From an early age, Marshae radiated warmth, kindness, and an unyielding sense of responsibility toward those she loved. Marshae grew up in Detroit, surrounded by her siblings and extended family. Her father often spoke of her determination to create a better future for herself and her children. Marshae was the proud mother of two children, a 9-month-old son, Braylon, and a newborn daughter who was born prematurely. Her children were her pride and joy, and she dedicated herself to providing them with love, stability, and care. Professionally, Marshae had started to carve out a path for herself in her early 20s. Despite the challenges of balancing motherhood and work, Marshae and her boyfriend, 22-year-old Benson Lindsay, shared a deeply personal connection as partners and parents. Their relationship was pivotal to their lives as they built a family together. On October 18, 2021, the horrific tragedy struck at a Marathon gas station on West Warren Avenue and Ashton Street on Detroit's west side. At approximately 8:30 p.m., Marshae and her boyfriend, Benson, were ambushed and fatally shot while sitting in their Ford 500 sedan with their 9-month-old son, Braylon, in the car. The events of that fateful evening were captured by the gas station's Project Greenlight surveillance system. The couple had pulled into the gas station and parked at the pump. Surveillance footage showed two men dressed in black hoodies approach the vehicle from behind. The suspects, described as wearing dark clothing with distinctive details like red stripes on the pants of one, split up and positioned themselves on either side of the car. Without warning, they opened fire on the occupants. Marshae was holding Braylon in her arms when the gunfire erupted. Miraculously, the baby was unharmed, but both Marshae and Benson sustained fatal injuries. Marshae and Benson were pronounced dead shortly after. Detroit police arrived promptly at the scene. The area was cordoned off, and investigators began examining the crime scene. The couple's 9-month-old son was taken into protective custody by Child Protective Services and later released to his grandmother. Marshae and Benson's second child, a newborn daughter born prematurely, remained in the hospital at the time and hence was safe from the tragedy.
Two young people, 22 years old, shot right over there, just beyond this pump here. You'll see video of that in a moment. They were shot, ambushed. It's a terrible situation, but two suspects are now on the run. But here's the miracle part of it. The mother who was shot was holding the couple's 9-month-old child, and that child, miraculously, is okay. Here's the family.
He was all I had, the only child God gave me.
A grieving mother, barely able to speak about her only child, 22-year-old Benson Harris Lindsay, who was shot and killed, along with 22-year-old Marshae Nash in a Marathon gas station, 8:30 Monday night on Detroit's west side.
I'm not saying he was good or perfect. All I'm saying is it wasn't worth his life, whatever he did.
And what's worse is that Marshae was holding the couple's 9-month-old son, Braylon, in her arms when she was shot.
It's just horrific. I mean, it's just no words for it. I can't even imagine what the families are going through. Our thoughts and prayers are with the families that, you got two families that have to bury two 22-year-olds.
And what police are calling a miracle, the child was unharmed.
Now you've got a 9-month-old who is out here who has to be raised by the parents and at some point told the story of what happened.
Cops say this was a targeted shooting.
We don't know. We don't know what he was into. Not for real. We know he was working and he was trying to take care of those kids. But I don't know who did it or why they would do it.
All right, earlier today, Chief, as you saw, Chief White was here with Malik Shabazz, community activist. I got to ask you a question here. Do you think, the police said this was a targeted shooting, but do you think someone knows something?
Someone always knows. Somebody's always knows, and it is incumbent upon us who are sick and tired of the slime, the crime, the grime, the evil, the murder, the muck, the mire, the misery, and the mayhem permeating to say something.
So what should someone do if the suspects are watching this right now? Should they turn themselves in?
Turn themselves in, call the police, call 1-800-SPEAK-UP, or call us, 313-646-3375. You might be worried that the police or something, you might get manhandled because of the actions. We'll walk you in.
All right, the whole focus now is to get these suspects. A tragic situation. Malik Shabazz, thanks so much. We'll talk to you again at 6 o'clock. Again, call the Detroit Police, call Malik Shabazz, or 1-800-CRIME STOPPERS, 1-800-SPEAK-UP, that's the number. Let's get the people that did this tragic crime.
Police Chief James White held a press conference the following day, emphasizing that the crime was not random. This was a targeted act, he stated, adding, "This crime is just unspeakable. A 9-month-old lost both his parents." By October 20, 2021, Detroit police announced the arrest of 2 suspects and the recovery of a firearm believed to be connected to the shooting. The suspects' names were withheld as detectives worked with the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office to build a case. Investigators also linked a 3rd suspect to the crime, though his specific role remained unclear. Chief White reiterated during a press briefing that the victims and suspects knew each other, although the exact nature of their relationship and the motive behind the shooting were not disclosed. "There's still a lot of work to do in this case," he said. The suspects were also implicated in a separate carjacking incident and faced related charges in Detroit's 36th District Court. The murders sent shockwaves through the community. Marshae's father, Greg Johns Nash, expressed profound grief, stating, "This has happened to many families, and now it's happened to me." He spoke about the epidemic of gun violence in Detroit and called for community action to address the crisis.
Did you watch the video?
Yeah, I did watch the video.
Put yourself in the shoes of Greg Johns Nash, watching video of this deadly ambush that killed his daughter Marshae and her boyfriend Monday night.
This happened to many families, and now it just happened to me.
Marshae, a 21-year-old mother of 2, was hit one time and killed, along with her boyfriend Candace Lindsay. Their baby boy Braylon was in Marshae's arms when the gunman targeted the young parents.
Do you think about Braylon and how he wasn't hit?
Well, it's a miracle, and we're gonna take care of him like nothing before.
This father says Detroit has a disease, illegal guns, and young people using them for the smallest of reasons. 36th District Court alone has a backlog of 2,500 illegal gun cases. Greg Johns Nash says he has to be part of the cure.
To go through these neighborhoods and have the green lights and the cameras and the, everything, and people still don't even care. They don't even care no more. It's like, it's just
8 cameras were right there.
Right. I pray that somebody, or even if it's me, to get the strength to save our city. You know what I mean? It just to stop the crime. The adults, the grown folks, man, we kind of need to step it up. We need to step it up, because I know my child ain't the only child. A lot of us going through this every day. Every day.
Candace Lindsay, Benson's mother, shared her anguish at losing her only son. "They took everything I had," she said tearfully. "My son, my only baby God allowed me to have. The couple's families vowed to provide a loving environment for Braylon and his newborn sister, who now face a life without their parents. The Project Greenlight surveillance system provided crucial evidence in the form of video footage. The recording showed the suspects' approach and their swift, calculated attack. The gunmen were seen fleeing the scene immediately after the shooting. Police believe this footage will play a vital role in securing convictions. As of now, the two arrested suspects remain in custody, facing charges related to the carjacking. They have not yet been formally charged with the double homicide. Police are working diligently to compile all necessary evidence, with the firearm recovery being a significant step forward in the case. Chief White has emphasized that the investigation is ongoing and that no stone will be left unturned. Meanwhile, the community continues to mourn the loss of Marshae and Benson while rallying for justice. What happened to Marshae Nash and Benson Lindsay was a senseless act of violence that robbed two young parents of their futures and left their children without the love and guidance of their mother and father. My condolences to Marshae's and Benson's friends and family. May you continue to heal and one day find peace. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.